What does it take to build a nation? And what if one company decided to make that its core business? Today on G Fun Facts Online, we're diving into the staggering investment strategy of a global giant that started as a simple trading business and is now reshaping one of the world's largest economies. We're talking about the Adani Group and their multi-billion-dollar blueprint for the future. At the very heart of the Adani Group's playbook is a powerful, almost patriotic idea: nation building. Instead of just focusing on profits, their strategy is to align the company's growth directly with India's own economic development. Think about the most critical things a country needs to grow: ports for trade, power plants for energy, airports for travel. Adani is not just in these sectors, they aim to dominate them. So how do you go from a trading company to an infrastructure titan? Adani uses a powerful two-pronged attack. First, they go shopping. They make strategic acquisitions, buying up major companies to instantly gain a massive foothold in a new industry. Second, and this is where it gets even more ambitious, they build from scratch. These are called greenfield projects, and it's where they are focusing a huge amount of their energy and capital right now. Let's talk about some of those shopping sprees. In May 2022, in a jaw-dropping move, the Adani Group bought two of India's biggest cement companies, Ambuja and ACC, for $10.5 billion. Overnight, they became the second-largest cement maker in the country. Why cement? Because if you're building a nation's infrastructure, you're going to need a lot of it. They did something similar with airports, securing control of major hubs like Mumbai and long-term leases for 6 others. They've bought up massive energy assets and even ventured into media by acquiring a majority stake in the news platform BQ Prime in 2023. But buying is only half the story. The Adani Group has announced a mind-boggling $100 billion capital expenditure program over the next 6 years. To put that in perspective, that is one of the largest investment plans by any private company in India's history. And a huge chunk of that money is dedicated to building brand new, world-class assets from the ground up. Now, here's where the vision for the future really clicks into place. A massive cornerstone of this $100 billion plan is a revolution in green and renewable energy. The company isn't just dipping its toes in, it's aiming to be a global leader. They've committed over $100 billion specifically to the energy transition over the next decade. What does that buy you? Well, for starters, the world's largest renewable energy park. In Khavda, Gujarat, Adani Green Energy is building a single plant that will generate 30 gigawatts of power. That is an almost unimaginable scale. Their goal is to reach 50 gigawatts of renewable capacity by 2030. They're also building a complete ecosystem for green hydrogen, a fuel of the future, from manufacturing the components to generating the clean power needed to create it. This ambition has led to one of the most diversified business empires you can imagine. Let's run through the list. Energy and utilities are the biggest piece, with over 80% of that huge investment going here. Then there's transport and logistics, where they operate India's largest private port network and are expanding into roads, metro, and rail. Infrastructure, where they build highways and even data centers. Materials, mining, and metals, including their major presence in coal and cement. And if that wasn't enough, they have ventures in agribusiness, defense, aerospace, and even own several sports teams. It's an integrated system where each part can support the other. The obvious question is, where does the money for all this come from? It's a mix. A lot of it comes from the profits of their existing businesses, what's called internal cash flow. The rest is raised through a combination of debt and equity from banks and investors, both in India and internationally. This level of borrowing has brought a lot of scrutiny and questions, but the group is actively working to manage its finances and diversify its funding sources to fuel its massive expansion. Of course, this kind of hyper-aggressive growth doesn't happen without hitting some turbulence. The Adani Group has faced significant challenges, including serious allegations from short sellers and constant scrutiny over its high levels of debt. There have also been environmental concerns raised about some of their large-scale projects. Despite this, the company has shown a remarkable resilience, pushing forward with its ambitious plans. So, what does the road ahead look for the Adani Group? Their strategy is locked on the future. The massive bets on green energy, digital transformation, and core infrastructure are not just business moves. They are designed to be integral to India's own growth story for decades to come. Whether you see it as a high-risk gamble or a visionary masterstroke, one thing is certain. The Adani Group's investment strategy is a force that is actively shaping the future, and its impact will be felt on a global scale. Thanks for tuning in to G Fun Facts Online.